Welcome, spiritual beings. Soul contracts are a topic that is becoming increasingly popular amongst the spiritual community. That is understandable since people have discovered that soul contracts exist, and they are one of the foremost spiritual aspects that influence our lives. Understanding the central soul contracts in your life is crucial to your spiritual evolution and happiness, because once you understand how they work, you will know why you had to meet certain people and go through specific experiences. In this video, I will explain what a soul contract is, how it affects your life, and when and how they can be broken. A soul contract is an agreement made between two souls before incarnation, regarding the type of experience they will live together once they meet in a certain lifetime. The soul contracts determine who will we meet throughout our lifetime, and what will happen in the relationship. When a soul contract is made, the two souls who know that they are about to incarnate and meet on Earth meet to discuss what the contract will contain and what will unfold in their lifetime. According to the lessons they need to learn together, they determine what roles they will play, how they will behave with one another, how long the interaction will be, and so on. They are meant to help us grow and evolve spiritually, as they are written, so that we get to learn whatever spiritual lesson we were meant to learn next. After the two souls agree on the conditions of their contract, they write it in the book of life, with the help of their spirit guides and angels. They can even choose which angels, archangels, or spirit guides will help them fulfill the mission, as soul contracts can sometimes be quite difficult. Once here on Earth, a soul could be tempted to renounce on an important soul contract. Personal divine mission is the mission assigned to us by God towards a particular person or situation. These include relationships, jobs, and the professional path we take in life. To fulfill our mission, we must meet certain people, play specific roles in their lives, and follow certain professions, and fulfill our position there. This personal divine mission is directly determined by our soul contracts, because, according to the contracts that we have made, we will receive specific missions towards people. Fulfilling on all of our divine missions is very important when fulfilling our primary mission in this lifetime, paying all the karma we have, and becoming who we have to be on a spiritual level. Soul contracts can be positive, negative, as well as neutral, depending on the lesson that needs to be learned with the help of that contract. Every person has made some positive, negative, or neutral soul contracts. The amount of negative or positive also depends on the karma you have acquired in other lives. If you have a lot of heavy karma, as you have mistreated others a lot during past lives, of course, you will have quite a lot of negative soul contracts in this lifetime to help you pay your karmic debt and learn the lesson that comes with it. When you mistreat someone in a previous lifetime, if karma doesn't get you in that particular lifetime, it will get you in the next. This happens so that you can see how it feels to be in the shoes of the victim of that situation and heal the aggressor in yourself, becoming a better, more evolved version of yourself. Types of negative contracts could include difficult or abusive parents, difficult or abusive bosses or life partners, siblings you don't seem to get along with, the person that breaks your heart, or the teacher that scared you to death. I know this can be hard to believe, but they've all come into your life to make you deal with a challenging situation, and thus to evolve spiritually. If your karma is not so heavy, most of your soul contracts will manifest as relationships full of love, joy, and harmony. This is because you have learned how to create that love, joy, and harmony in a previous lifetime, allowing you to manifest it now. This means that you mainly have positive contracts. The positive soul contracts were made between you and the people there to support you during difficult times, who make you enjoy life to its fullest, and who you can call your tribe. Such examples of positive soul contracts can be the parent, grandparent, or any relative with whom you get along really well, teachers and people who help and inspire you, as well as your best friends. Neutral soul contracts are manifested as relationships that are not necessarily negative nor positive for you, yet they somehow nudge you in the direction you need to go in life. A good example of a neutral contract would be the classmate you never shared a solid connection with, nor did you hate each other, yet somehow, he helped you understand why it is so essential to study and work hard, shaping who you are as a person. Many people are asking themselves if they can know their soul contracts, and if so, How? The answer to whether you can know your soul contracts is a strong yes. But how do you get to know which relationships are soul contracts? Very easy. Consider that everyone in your life who is teaching you some sort of life lesson, plays an essential part in your life, or is challenging you in any way, is someone you have a soul contract with. Even people who make you suffer the most, or even do bad things to you. People you've previously made a soul contract with, as you've probably come in this lifetime to pay that particular karmic debt. Also, parents, grandparents, siblings, spouses, and children are all soul contracts. They play central roles in our lives and have a major influence on our lives. We've agreed to incarnate together to learn a certain lesson from them, in order to teach them a few major spiritual lessons. If all this seems a bit hard to take on right now, and if you have quite a few karmic relationships, then it is. It is important to note that soul contracts not only affect your life, but also determine it. They play a major role in how your life will play out and what type of events will unfold. The soul contracts you have made before incarnating in this body determine what type of relationships you will have. The types of relationships you will have to determine how much of your karmic debt you will pay, which spiritual and life lessons you will learn at a soul level, and how much you will grow spiritually. Because we've made these contracts to help us learn whichever lessons we were meant to learn in this lifetime. Soul contract will determine everything from the family we're born into, to the school we're going to attend, what we will like or dislike, which life path we choose to follow, what challenges and upsets we will face. When things get too heavy within a soul contract, just remember that you've chosen this contract to help you grow, and that spiritual evolution is not just meant to be all easy. For us to grow spiritually, we do need to integrate the most difficult life lessons and pay the karma we have acquired before. However, when a spiritual contract is too much for you to bear, or it has simply fulfilled its entire purpose, you can look at how to break it. You can break the soul contracts that are already fulfilled, but most often they break themselves when their purpose has been served. When you've fulfilled your mission towards a certain person, or they've fulfilled their mission towards you, your connection will gradually become weaker, as both of you need space in your lives for the contracts that are yet to come. You can also break the soul contracts, which are almost over, but you've learned the main lesson they were trying to teach you. Even if there would be a little bit of action left to happen, if you've learned the main lesson and the contract is too difficult to bear, you ask for the removal of this contract. But how about the contracts that are not over, yet they are way too challenging for you to endure? This is a tricky question because most often you cannot break a contract if you haven't learned the lesson. Exceptions can be made though, but to be offered an exception, I suggest that you make a promise to God or the universe, whatever name you prefer, that you will do your best to learn the lesson and offer an alternative way of paying your karma. For example, if your soul contract involves being the employee of a very difficult boss, and you realize that you may have been just like that boss in another lifetime, difficult, authoritarian, and dismissive, promise to never be like that again in any other lifetime, then, to pay your karmic debt for behaving like that in a past lifetime, choose to have another authoritarian figure in your life. Then, to pay your karmic debt for behaving like that in a past lifetime, choose to have another authoritarian figure in your life, which is not so difficult for you to have around, or choose to do some type of voluntary work which involved obeying authority. You can do this in the form of a prayer, as God sometimes does allow us to end the contracts that are too difficult to bear, as long as we learn the spiritual lesson, and of course, never repeat the mistake again. If this video lifted an eyebrow, let me know in the comment box. Thank you for watching. Go with love. Let love guide you, not fear.